Hello, friends. Thank you for supporting us at the level that you do. As a thank you, please enjoy this early access to Season 1 of Misconceptions Maple Valley Chronicles before the general public. Again, thank you so much, and enjoy the early access to this episode.
Icebreaker.
Oh yeah, I'm recording now.
Cold thing.
Cold open.
I was the 7th grade for me was real rough because not only did I have a very traumatic experience, in my 7th grade choir that I was mandated to be a part of, but
mandated.
I remember this one time I was feeling, I had a tummy ache. I wasn't feeling well. I was, dizzy and stuff, and I was like laying in the hallway, sitting down in the hallway against the wall, and before I knew what was happening, I just threw up. Not going to too much detail because it's gross.
Yeah. And it went everywhere.
Yeah, it went everywhere, and that was at the exact moment when students started pouring into the hallways, and this girl I had a crush on was the first one to come out of the hallway. And I come into the hallway from the room I was about to go into, so she saw me with stuff all around me, and not looking well. So that was a fun time. 7th grade was great.
Yeah, did all the tertiary characters step away from her? There was a real headlight shown on her. The camera does freeze a slow frame. Zoom on her face.
Crazy. Even though I was looking at the floor, barely saw her. In my brain, saw her eyes, saw my eyes, locking eyes. Close-ups where you can only see the eyes.
Yeah.
How did a teacher not assist you?
Listeners,
yeah, did no one say Gian throwing up in the hallway?
Listeners, this is not a critique on Puerto Rican schools. Puerto Rican schools are great. This school was great, but they're very different.
Got it.
Hello, friends. My name is Kari White. Welcome to the Misconceptions podcast, the Maple Valley Chronicles. Dadgummit. I don't know why I have to say podcast.
The city of Maple Valley. Looking at it now, you wouldn't even know this city used to be run by gangs. The good people of this town used to go out every night with the expectation of meeting a grisly end. That was a long time ago, though. Most folks now think of Maple Valley as heaven on earth. It may have cleaned up a bit since then, but don't be fooled by its pretty cleaned up face. Maple Valley is still one hell of a place to live. People in this town still got secrets. They still got vices. And that's just what the sleepers, the people who can't really see the reality of the city, can see. They can't see the reincarnated God riding the monorail next to them, or the blood-sucking creature of the night that they cross paths with every day. That's all covered up by the mist. So yeah, Maple Valley's still got lots of secrets. Some of them dangerous. And if you go pulling at that thread, you might not like what you find. So I guess my question to you is, do you really want to risk losing everything you know to learn what you don't?
At the start of this episode, we see the kindled nook basking in the early morning rays, and then we are inside, and we see the three of you arranged in your seating area. Are you actually sitting in your normal spots now? Are you still kind of on the floor, scattered around? What do we see now?
Ever has sat up from being laid down with the blanket over, and now the blanket is just across her knees. and she's sitting more like straight.
Dante is standing, still not wanting to sit on any furniture. So he's just weirdly standing in the middle of the room.
So what's Ada doing?
She's sitting in her regular spot,
Okay.
and she's got tea in her hand.
Okay.
So, what happened last night? I know this is not a fun conversation, but I think it's important for us all to get on the same page. One, because the cops are involved and our stories need to match up. But also, the sooner we talk about it, the more likely we are to remember the details, get closer to solving this case. And it's best to talk about these types of things.
Dante looks over at Ever and decides to explain to himself. We went to 2nd and Woodard. When I got there, I couldn't tell what was happening. I just saw Hoyt looking like he had a gun to Ever. Long story short, it was a banana, believe it or not. We ended up just going to his apartment and talking. Things took a very different turn from what we expected. Hoyt opened up about what happened between him and Pete the night that Pete died. He said that Pete kissed him and a pipe burst and the room flooded.
How did Hoyt get away?
From what he says, he just somehow got out and ran. We didn't really get into it. He was very against even telling us this. He kept talking about that behavior being wrong and being told by a Pastor Marin that all of this was wrong.
Pastor Marin, as in the pastor of the Church of Second Life?
I believe so. He didn't really go into details, but it would be really crazy if there were two Pastor Marins in town. Yeah,
it seems like Hoyt and Pastor Marin had a close relationship.
It was almost like Hoyt idolized this person. Like he could do no wrong. We tried to comfort him, tell him, that things were okay, that he was okay. And another pipe burst and started flooding the hallway.
At what point in his storytelling did the water start?
I don't quite remember. I was a little behind them. He was talking with Ever at this point. He looks over at Ever.
Yeah, he was talking to me. I was trying to leave. I didn't want to hear the way that he was talking about the beliefs of that place. But he followed me and was talking about how he doesn't know if it's wrong, and he was just really confused about it all. And he was talking about how, like, maybe he did like being kissed by Pete, but he couldn't make sense of that. And the whole time we were talking, I kept hearing this, like, sink dripping, and thought that one of the neighbors had left something on, or maybe it was, like, in the hallway, or I don't know. The water just rushed in, and that was it.
This is the part of the story where I arrived.
I'm sorry?
I broke the window to get the water out.
You were there?
Yes, I was on top of the building.
Why didn't you help me save him?
I couldn't very well walk up as a monster and do anything.
Everett shakes her head and looks down. Well, thanks for breaking the window. That was big help.
Ada sits back and just looks in her teacup and takes a deep breath.
Dante's trying to recollect to see if there's a detail he's missing or anything else he remembers, but that's pretty much it.
You both should know what I told the detective. They asked me how I knew Hoyt. I said he was a friend. They asked me about Pete. I said Pete was our mutual friend. They asked me, I don't know, they were asking me about me, like what school I went to and what friends I was with the night before. So I said Professor Nyx and Miss Ada. And at the end, they asked me for an address, but I don't really have one because of my van, so I just told them my van license plate. Oh, and I told them that it was a pipe that burst. Figured going with the same story as Pete made the most sense.
Sounds like you answered everything exactly like is the truth.
I tried to.
But you're still feeling guilty.
I'm training to be a doctor. And I couldn't do simple CPR. I was going with doctor.
Okay.
Sorry. No, you're good. I went back and forth on nurse or doctor, and then I was like, no, I'm going to say doctor. I couldn't save him with simple CPR. It's like the most basic thing. And none of this would have happened if I would have just left him alone. But I do impulsive shit all the time. And then I lose people that I love. And it's fine, because I'll deal with it.
Ada had lots of thoughts. And, like, as Ever was, like, saying these things, like, Ada would, like, think about jumping in. Like, you would see her, like, almost say something. But she decides that right now Ever just needs to, like, get things out. And so she's not going to, like, try to make pacifying remarks.
Okay, well, we need to move on. We've got to figure out what's going on. We can't let this happen to anybody else.
Is there anybody else that is connected to them in a way that we should look into?
We can try to go to his home or to his apartment same way we did with Pete.
I'm not going back there.
I don't think that you could. You're on the cops' radar as it is if you showed up at their apartment. And
that's a good point.
But you are not.
Accurate.
Unless they say, who are you? And you say Ada, because I already told them your name.
Well, there goes that.
I don't know why we need to go back there anyways. We know water death.
I mean, the only other place would be to go to church.
Take me to church. Oh, here we go.
Do y'all go to church?
Who's in need of
A little saving.
some one-on-one with a higher power?
I'm in need of some one-on-one punching time with the pastor. So sure.
Maybe you'll get that.
Here's hoping.
Do the SUV.
Well, do we just immediately go? Have we not rest? You know what? Maybe Dante just doesn't sleep. I don't know that.
Yeah. Well, we could do a photo montage of the days between now and Sunday, or go right
Why do we
into
have to go to church
Sunday.
on Sunday?
Because that is the Lord's Day.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to go to, like, confessional or something.
I personally would rather just jump than do a montage because we've been doing so much, like talking and stuff. But I'm open.
Sure. I am running low on blood, so I would like some of that, but that's fine.
I just need some more blood. I'm fine, I just need blood. Okay, so we flash forward to Sunday. We see a beautiful church building, nice, beautiful stained window. It's right on the river that cuts through Maple Valley. We see cars lining the sidewalk. The parking lot is full, and we hear like some beautiful organ music like spilling out from the doors. And we see the three of you. Maybe you all aren't, well, I don't know, maybe I'm speaking for your characters, but maybe you aren't all used to waking up this early on a Sunday, and so you have arrived late at church, or did y'all get here punctual? Have you been here for the whole service?
Ada's been here for the whole service.
Okay.
Because unlike Kari, she is punctual.
Ever is 1,000% late, like 30 minutes into the service.
Okay.
And you can hear the thumping from Ever's van parking.
Dante is also late. Not super late, but services started late.
Okay. So I think, Ada, have you saved seats for them?
Yes, on the back row.
Okay. So, Dante, I think you slip in, and you see Ada is already there, having saved you a spot. And you see there's a man up on stage, walking around, speaking, giving his sermon. It's Pastor Marin. And, Ada, you've been here for the full service. You were greeted at the door. They walked you in. They asked for your name, kind of socialized a bit. There's some songs, communion, things like that. Pastor Marin has been doing his sermon. It basically just started.
Tell me your Church of Christ without telling
I was
me your
gonna
Church
ask.
of
Like,
Christ.
I was gonna ask. Is this like a?
Like,
Is this like a religion we know? Is it a Judeo-Christian type
It
religion?
It is definitely Judeo-Christian. There are crosses around the hymns are typical Christian hymns. How great thou art! Absolutely, how great thou art
comes to the worship service.
I know the beast of it.
Dante, how do you feel walking into this church building? Like, do you react? Like, does your mythos react at all to the holy symbols arranged around this church?
I'll say that as Dante walks in, sort of feels like the air is tight around him. Not necessarily like nothing like pushing him back to not enter or anything, but it's like the air pressure is tighter, like being underwater really deep. I don't know, something like that. And it just he feels uncomfortable, but not enough to not have him be there. He just
Okay, it's like stifling.
sure.
Okay. Okay, you walk in, sit down next to Ada, and Pastor Marin is a very charismatic preacher. He's walking up and down. He's speaking to the congregation. You hear him talking about the good that Yara is doing with her ministry, this outreach to the poor and the needy, being the hands and feet. He uses this terminology. He talks about Brother Harry, who does such a good job upkeeping the grounds. He thanks him for that. He mentions Akihiko, how much he does to make this church a welcoming place. There's applause for each name that's mentioned. He just keeps going on and on about how good these people in the congregation are. They embody the hands and feet of Christ and all these good things that they're doing for their community. Ever, do you want to arrive now, or do you want to arrive at the end of service?
No, I'll arrive now.
Okay. Ever.
So Ever comes in. Are y'all sitting towards the back?
yeah, I'm on the back row.
So Ever comes in, sits down, throws her backpack on the ground and leans over. Hey, so like, how's this crack doing so far? In not a whisper.
I think there's a very politely dressed woman who like turns and looks at you and just, and then turns and back around.
Everett goes back to her, but like once her back is turned, and then like laughs and like looks back at Dante and Ada.
Everett, you're gonna need to calm it down a little bit. I understand. We'll talk about it later.
But I don't think you've missed anything.
Okay. She slurps her coffee that she brought in as she walked past the no food or drinks in the sanctuary sign.
Absolutely, yeah. He keeps going. All these people have done these great things for the church and for the community. Brothers and sisters, we have done good for this community. I look around in this congregation and I see good people here. But unfortunately, when I leave this congregation, I do not see good people out there. We are in a spiritual battle against the forces of evil. And the forces of evil are here in Maple Valley. You hear murmurs like, amen, yes. Scripture says that the unrighteous will not inherit the kingdom of God. The fornicators, the idolaters, the abusers, the adulterers, the sexual immoral, none of them. And Maple Valley is full of them. Yes, amen. Now, children, we should not be hating these people. That is not what we are about here. We are about helping them see the error of their ways and turning from them. How many of you, before you came here, were just like them, trapped in your sin, trapped in your evilness? And there's like some raising their hands. It was me, I was. And now you are good. Now you are holy. We must do the same. Because if we love the people outside of these walls, we can't leave them to their sin. We can't leave them to continue doing what they're doing, killing themselves as they are. We must save them. God has already shown us his plan. You can walk a couple of blocks down and see what has happened to a portion of the city. And I think you all know very well what he's talking about. He's talking about this portion of Maple Valley that flooded years ago. Brothers and sisters, I was raised by a very devout mother, a very hard-working father. But when I became older, I sinned, I debaucherized, I was adulterous. Every sin under the sun I did. And it left me hollow and empty. I am very well aware of what kind of things used to happen down there. And again, he points to that flooded part of the city. It is no small thing that that portion of our city has been washed away. Amen. Preach on. But if we don't do something, the rest of this city and all the people in it will be washed away. For the wages of sin are, and then they all answer, death. For all have sinned and fallen short, even us. But we've turned around and made something of ourselves. So, let us go forward not in hatred, but in love. And in love, tell the people of their wrongdoing and help them come around to see the light. And then the organ starts to play. People get on their feet. They start singing. I saw the light. And they all get up and they start singing. Yep, just like that, Kari. But what is the three of you sitting in the back as he has proselytized and said all these things? What do y'all do?
As the singing commences, the air gets a little tighter.
Mm-hmm.
I think you just see Ada's like eyes are wide and her face is kind of pale and she's just like, feeling sick to her stomach.
Everett makes eye contact with a kid that's like catty corner row ahead and is like making silly faces, and then raises her eyebrows and bends down to her backpack, picks up like a small toy that she totally forgot was in there, and like hands it to the kid, and then like just goes back to the pew.
Services wraps up. People are leaving and exiting. What do the three of y'all do?
At this church, does the pastor like greet people on the way out? Does he stay up front?
Sure, let's say, yeah, he's greeting people in the back.
Okay. Ada's going to like kind of stay back, like, because she's thinking we need to like go at the end of the line so we can try to talk to the pastor.
I have a question. Because I am a professor of the occult at the university in town. Would Pastor Marin know about me?
Maybe. Why do you think he would know about you?
Because as a professor of the occult, I don't know if that at all would be threatening, or if he would see me as a figure against his mission.
Like you're standing in opposition. You're educating people about like the antithesis of his doctrine. Okay.
Like
the many antitheses of his doctrine.
Yeah. I'm just asking because like would I walk to him and he would like, Professor Nyx, so like, you immediately know who I am?
Yeah, maybe. Sure. We can say he will.
Interesting. So he's in the front. Like I guess I'm on the door greeting people as they leave.
Yeah. I think if y'all wait long enough, y'all kind of trail into the back of the pack to talk to him. Sure, and we'll say he straight away notices you, Professor Nyx, and he like sticks out his hand to shake yours.
I shake his hand. Would it burn me? You can hear the sizzling. Okay. I shake his hand and say, Pastor Marin.
Did you enjoy the service?
It was something.
Good. What, were you here taking notes for your class to compare truth with the fictitious things that you teach?
No, I'm here actually on more personal matter, kind of a hobby.
He puts one hand to his heart and puts another hand on your shoulder and says, "Thank you, God." And he turns to the other two of you. And you brought friends, visitors. Welcome. I'm Caspian Marin. You can just call me Caspian if you are comfortable.
Pastor Marin, I'm Ada.
Nice to meet you, Ada.
Yo, Caspi, what's up?
Caspi. This is another thing I've been called before. I like it, Caspi.
Okay.
Your name?
Ever.
A pleasure to meet you, Ava. Nope. A pleasure to meet you, Ever.
Sure.
I did not think when we started this game that Ada and Ever would be the hardest names for me. It is. I cannot explain how difficult it is for me to remember your two names are separate from each other. I don't know why.
I mean, it kind of makes sense. They both have one
They're like two syllables, like a vowel
Ever,
sound, a
Ada,
consonant sound,
and it's the same vowel, same not like A-E-E.
Yeah.
They both have a repeating vowel,
you're right.
not the same vowel. Yeah.
I can't believe you two have done this to me.
Well, it's also like Esther, Faye, Ever, Ada,
Sure.
There's something.
A-E, Dante.
Oh my god.
What are the vowels?
Yeah, O-I-U. Poof. A poof.
So what brought you today to the Church of Second Life, my children?
Actually, Hoyt told us about this place.
He puts a hand to his chest and bows his head. Wait, that is very sad to hear that. You were friends of his?
Something like that.
Yes, we learned about it this morning. Very sad, very sad. We will have to send something to his family. And he looks at you and goes to put a hand on your shoulder. I'm sorry for your loss as well.
Okay. And she takes his arm off, or his hand off, and puts it back down. Mm-hmm. I don't like to be touched. Thank you.
He puts up his hands. I understand. Hoyt was a good man. Good man. Good Christian man.
He hated you.
He looks at you. Oh, excuse me?
Ada's eyes get big. I think what she's trying to say is that you caused him conflict.
Oh, I did not know of this. My heart is breaking hearing this. I loved Hoyt dearly. He was. What trouble did I cause him? What did I say?
Have you had people struggle with your teachings before?
Even Jesus said that you must hate your mother and hate your father to be a disciple. That is not an easy thing to do. Many people have struggled with not my teachings, but the teachings of the Lord. Unfortunately, people do not want to be told they are wrong. But in order to save them, we must.
Did you ever tell Hoyt that he was wrong?
Well, Hoyt, as we all do, struggled with sin. But, hate the sin, love the sinner. He looks at you. Did Hoyt feel that I hated him?
That's not what I'm saying. But if you could stop using the Christianese platitudes, that would be helpful.
Ever's eyes get big.
I'm sorry. I'm speaking truth as only I know how.
Have you had a lot of drownings at your church?
Drownings? What do you mean?
So, drowning is when someone gets too much water in their lungs.
He smiles and nods
Ada's
politely.
just chuckling to herself. She's like,
I know what drowning is, but you're asking if members of my congregation have drowned. I assume like Hoyt.
So you know Hoyt drowned.
Oh, yes, we heard of some tragic accident this morning. That he was found, his apartment flooded, the floor flooded, and he was found dead at the scene.
So have you had other people in your church or their friends or family die from floods?
I cannot think of any.
but you talked about a flood this morning.
Yes, I did. Well, yes. Garden Heights, as we all know, we could look up the newspapers and news articles in the news stores. There was much sinning. I do not have to look at the newspapers or the news stores. I was one of the sinners while I was attending university, actually. But I realized the error of my ways and turned back. But I believe that God wiped that neighborhood from Maple Valley to save us, to save all of us. I just wish that I had gone back and saved those people. And he takes a little, he looks around and he finds a little Kleenex box or a facial tissue box and takes it and kind of dabs his eyes a little bit. it breaks my heart when people do evil. I want nothing more than to save them, to save all of us from evil.
So why didn't you die?
Well, who knows? God works in mighty and mysterious ways, but I had repented and I had left, and perhaps because of my repentance, I was saved this punishment, just like Noah and his family. Do you know this story of Noah and the flood?
Yes.
Okay.
Ever does not, but she does want to hear it. So did you have family members and friends who died?
No, my family was very religious, very upright, very good standing with the Lord. My mother and father have passed on now, but they would not have been caught dead in that place, and I know I caused them much heartache by being there myself. But friends...
But didn't you say that you grew up there?
No, if I did, I apologize. I misspoke. I spent my youth there in revelry and debauchery. Find a verse in the Bible about sin and point to it, and I was involved in it in Garden Heights. But yes, that to reference earlier, that was the flood I mentioned earlier. I believe God is showing us what will happen to Maple Valley if we do not save it now.
I have a question.
Ask away.
I mean, this is Dante.
Ask away.
Speaking of Noah, he had a ship. Do you have a ship?
I do not. Why do you ask?
I mean, you said it yourself. This city is full of evil, full of sin, and only Noah and his family survived with a ship.
I see. You are asking how I will be spared the retribution of an eventual flood.
Sure. We don't have to talk about a literal ship. What's your metaphorical, figurative ship?
Well, God has not shown it to me yet. Just as God showed Noah the directions, the dimensions, the materials to build his ark, I am sure that God will eventually show me my, any quotes, ark. But maybe my hope would be that there is no need for an ark. That just as Nineveh turned from their sins in a day, that Maple Valley would turn from their sins in a day. It's not an easy task, but I believe this is my calling.
Man, what a rough time to be so deep in this belief, but to know that you're still in the wrong enough that God is not going to give you a way out. So that's rough. Anyways, I say this because I'm wanting to save you. You're wrong. And I'm going to go. So great meeting you, Caspi. And Ever walks away. And as she walks away, you see her pull something out of her backpack and tuck it inside a plant pot and pat it down a bit and then just keep walking. Very absent-mindedly.
Sneakily or just
no.
I do a thing. It says as you're walking away, God be with you, peace be with you.
She throws a peace sign.
He turns to two of you. Children. Do adults have anything to say?
I think I'm done. And I walk.
Very well. It was a pleasure meeting you.
I I walk out before he can get those words out.
Okay. He reaches out to shake your hand, Dante. Professor, it was a blessing seeing you today. I hope that I see more of you.
I wouldn't be so hopeful, but you will be seeing me again.
You shake his hand.
Yeah, I shake his hand.
He smiles and watches you leave. And then he shuts the door behind the three of you. Hello, friends, and welcome to the mid-roll section of episode 5 of Maple Valley Chronicles. I'm your host, David White, straight from the 1940s, apparently. And let's do some housekeeping stuff before we get back to the episode. And I hope that everybody is enjoying beautiful fall weather right now. I'm looking outside right now, and I see the leaves are changing colors. I see green and red and orange and brown, and I see a beautiful crystal blue sky, and it is seriously just a beautiful day outside today. Couldn't be more pleasant weather. I wish it was just a little bit cooler, though, because in Texas it's 81 degrees right now, which, like, come on, dog. It's fall. Give me some 60s. Give me some 70s. But I hope that wherever you are, I hope that the area is beautiful. The weather is great. And if you are so inclined, I hope that you just get outside. I don't know, sit outside with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea. Take a little walk or something. I don't know, just beautiful weather before it gets really slushy and nasty and wintry. Also, I want to say thank you to Tessa for filling in for me last week. I had strep throat last week, and I cannot remember the last time I was so sick. I was miserable. You know, there are different types of sick. There's like the sick where it's like, I'm sick, but I can still go to work, which isn't good. You should take care of yourself and not go to work if you're sick. And there's a sick that's like, I'm sick. I'm going to stay home and watch my favorite show. And then there's the sick that I was, which was like, being conscious is painful right now. And my throat feels like it's full of glass. And even swallowing hurts. I don't want to be conscious right now. So, Tessa, thank you for taking care of the show notes for me. That was very sweet of you. And now, let's get to some actual show stuff. I've talked about the weather. I've talked about my health. What am I? A boomer? Insert laugh track here. Hey, we are fully funded by the generous donations of our patrons on Patreon. They pay for our hosting fees. They pay for the cool sound effects and ambiance I put in all these episodes. And they also pay for our players. We reimburse our players for however much they record. Or rather, I would say we would do that if we could do it sustainably. Right now, we are at $150 a month on our Patreon. Thank you to all our patrons who are currently giving. $150 is a great amount for this little bitty show that we do. But I'm gonna be a little stingy. I want to get to $300. I want to double that amount, because at $300, I know that we could pay all of our performers $5 for the amount of hours that we spend recording an episode, the amount of hours we spend doing a session, and we would still have enough left over in case an emergency happened or something like that. We had to buy new equipment, and also to pay our website hosting fees, all of this stuff. So I'm wanting to get to $300, and you might be wondering, well, David, how can I help you get to $300? And if you are thinking that, thank you so much for thinking that, because the $1 and the $2 options are really good options. They're not going to break the budget. You're barely going to notice that they're coming out. And, you know, $1 or $2 might not seem a lot. But if everybody listening to our podcast episode, if everybody listening to this episode right now gave $1 or $2, we would be a lot closer to $300 than we are right now. I would say we might even surpass it. So if you like our show, consider giving so that we can pay Tessa and Gian and Kari and myself. And, you know, when we do other shows in the future that have other awesome players, other awesome people, we could also afford to pay them, because I think that's important. You know, time is valuable. There's so many things you could do with your time. And I want to say thank you to the people who are making my dream come true, really. Because, like, playing podcasts, telling stories, doing RPGs for a living, like that's what I want to do. And so I want to thank everybody who is helping me live out my dream by paying them just a little bit. So if you love our podcast network, if you love the type of stories we tell here, if you love our people, consider giving $5 a month. And you know what? Speaking of our Patreon, we have a new patron, and their name is Cyrealist. Are you Cyreal right now, dog? Are you Cyrealiously pledging to support us? What was that? I think I just heard them push the unsubscribe button. No, Cyrealist, don't do it. We love you. We need you. Thank you so much for supporting us on Patreon, and enjoy the early access to all our episodes. This entire season of Maple Valley Chronicles is yours to watch, listen to, at the $5 level, and you can start listening to our second show. Second show. What is he talking about? I'm not going to say anything more. You have to go to Patreon and find out for yourselves. Well, that is it for me. Let's get back to the episode. I've rambled enough. Let's get you back into the action. What do you do?
I think Ada walks over to Ever's van. Are you okay?
Incoming slew of cuss words. Yeah, but oh my god. What the fuck was all that shit that he just says? How does that not make you irrationally angry? Actually, no. I am not being irrational. It's just anger. It's righteous anger, if you will. I can be righteous. The fuck? Who does he think he is?
Your feelings are valid.
Okay. Have you been talking to your self-help, Shelfie?
Possibly.
Well, they were actually very nice, so that makes sense. Sorry, I'm just mad.
I'm not happy either. I just show it differently.
What about Beast You? Is
Oh, she's a bitch.
Awesome. Not that you're not great. It's just anyways, you're super cool. What do you think?
Well, it's definitely not my cup of tea.
Yeah, I mean, killing people isn't really my cup of tea either, but...
He talked about a lot of biblical floods.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
I don't know either, but it definitely makes me want to do some research.
Do you have a book on it?
I think so.
Yes, Dante at this point is exiting the building, approaching them, sort of claps his hands. Okay, what do we do next? Something's obviously fishy here. Get a biblical pun?
Nah.
Ada was just saying she might have a book on floods.
Biblical floods.
Sure, those two.
I think I want to know where this guy lives.
Ever raises her eyebrows. That seems dangerous.
Any more dangerous than finding out where Hoyt lives?
That was a rough time. I made some poor choices. But he... I shouldn't joke about that. But he did only have a banana. He wasn't dangerous. This motherfucker, on the other hand, is dangerous. Sorry, I listened to a lot of rap this morning. What's going on?
You think he has more?
Bitches and hoes.
You think he has more than a banana?
It depends.
Are you sure there
what
was
you're looking
ever a
at.
banana?
I mean, we're already in this deep.
I think I want to stay behind and sort of follow him home somehow. Yeah. Do some of the trailing, but I don't have a vehicle.
Okay, it's not like my vehicle is discreet.
Beats no vehicle.
Don't you have your
Does it,
bike
though?
or something?
Like a bike would be more discreet. Me
Fine.
riding behind him. Ring, ring.
I'll drive
You
you.
have to take your card out of it.
Okay. Vote the
Ada,
trailer.
are you
Who's
coming?
in?
On the
Jinx.
bike?
No, in my van.
Yes.
All right. I guess. Eventually, nah, I'm not gonna get seatbelts. Y'all are just gonna have to hold on.
Okay.
Just please turn the music down.
Well, yeah, we're following someone. I'm not gonna be blasting the music.
Okay. So eventually you see Pastor Marin walk out of the Church of Second Life. And he just starts walking down the sidewalk. There's some people out walking, jogging. He greets them, talks to them. You see he encounters one person, and they walk and talk for a little bit, and then they sit down on a bench, and this person kind of puts their head in their hands and starts to weep, and Pastor Marin is like rubbing their back and talking to him and like just getting on their level and like talking back and forth with this person. Eventually they hug, that person walks one way, Caspian Marin continues walking down, and eventually a few blocks over he comes to his home, modest neighborhood, walks up to the door, unlocks it, and walks in.
Everett snaps her head back and looks at Dante. Dude, he lives right there.
Well, thanks for the minute drive.
I didn't drive you anywhere. It'd be creepy if a big old van was just following him 1 block.
Take a $5 bill out of my pocket, leave it there, and like, thanks for the ride, and like get out.
Eva rolls her eyes, but does put the $5 in her backpack.
Okay, I imagine it's still daylight.
Yeah, church
Oh, yeah.
just ended.
I know he's in, but I want to break in.
Do what you will, dude.
Not to remind you of anything. I'm just scared because I do have a like. What is it? Something daylight. Some as a weakness tag.
Mm-hmm. Weakened by daylight.
Mm-hmm. What are you doing? What are we doing?
I don't know.
What
You got
y'all
out of the
thinking?
car.
You got out. Yeah, you
I
got
got out
out.
of the car. Do I confer with you? I don't know.
I don't know, dude. You just said you got out of the car. You get the $5 bill and you get out.
I'm out of the vehicle. I'm out. I don't talk to y'all. I leave.
Just starts walking. Okay.
Let's start walking. How's the house? Is it just one floor? Is it?
Yeah, it's one floor.
Okay.
Modest. Maybe
Are there
has like a
bushes
little.
around.
Yeah, there's some shrubbery. There's like a little wrought iron, like 2-foot high fence that kind of goes around the property.
I know that you haven't seen it, but it does sound like the pastor's house from A Walk to Remember. Except for that they had a second floor.
This does not have a second floor.
I haven't seen it. What are you
Not
talking
you.
about?
You're talking to
him.
me.
Oh.
I was like, why is she doing
I was like, excuse me?
Holding
I
her
love
nuts
that
and pearls.
movie.
This is one of the few movies I have seen.
Okay, I don't think it's smart to break in now. I probably will break in the night, but Can I like look to see if I see anything weird in the house from like the sidewalk through the windows or something? I want to find the basement of this house. The torture chambers.
Sure, I guess roll and investigate. Let's see what you can find.
Freaking heck. I didn't think of this. What do I have for that? Yeah, I have absolutely nothing.
So rolling plus a 0.
10. 5 and 5.
Wow.
Them are not my dice.
You get one clue. What one question do you want to ask me? Or you could do a reverse clue and instead establish something on the property that I then kind of work into what's happening.
And I can't save these.
You can save clues.
I can only use, I guess, this location.
Yeah, so when you save it, you write the method and the location that you did. So I guess it would be like snooping around Caspian Marin's house. And then whatever clue you use later has to be tied to something you found there. So you could keep it and then use it whenever you, like when it becomes relevant, basically.
Okay. I am wanting to break in some. I think I'll save it.
Okay. So go ahead and take one of those spectrum cards or status cards.
Or tracking cards.
Tracking cards. And then write the snooping around and then like 2 slashes. Caspian Marin's house.
Ever is scrolling on her phone. She's got her back to the driver's window, like sitting in the car, back to the driver's window, feet up at the middle console, and she's scrolling on her phone. And I am going to go to Let It.
Mm-hmm.
And search
the front page of the internet?
Huh. Yeah.
Okay. And I am going to look on Let It for Caspian, Pastor Marin, Church of the Second Life, and see if I can find anything there.
Roll and investigate.
I don't think I have anything.
Wow.
I was thinking that I had, because I had seen my tag of driven to solve, and I thought it said solve the case, but it solved the curse. Mm-hmm. And so I don't think that counts with that information.
Yeah.
So plus 0.
Plus 0.
I got a 12.
Oh my gosh. Another success.
No. I got a 10.
Another success. So you get to ask me one question, or you get one clue. How you want to spend it?
I want one clue.
Okay, you got it.
Can I have it?
Oh, I see what you're doing. You're wanting a reverse clue?
Sure.
No. A reverse clue is like you establish something that's like you're investigating somebody and you're like, there's a matchbook there. And it has the symbol of something that like he goes to. And then they're like, oh yeah, it's the Ambrosia Cafe. And it's like, oh, okay, the Ambrosia Cafe, he goes there. So it would be a reverse clue is you establishing something.
Okay.
That I then incorporate. Or you do the clue and you ask me a question and I answer it.
Oh, okay. But there's not an option where I just say, give me a clue. And you just like...
No.
Okay.
That was a misunderstanding for misconceptions.
Work? Yeah, how does juice work? Okay. I'm going to ask, do I come across any particular poster that has posted a lot about Pastor Marin and or this church?
Would, like, this person has positive interactions with this church or not positive interactions with this church?
Not positive.
Somebody who is not positive react. Yes.
A church troll?
The username is L/they who watch in the shadows.
Ooh.
I love the L/.
L/,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's great.
Oh, I guess it would be u/ when it, because it's a username, not a
This is
not
this
a
is our
Reddit
world.
thread.
This is Maple
You're
Valley
right.
Universe.
Everything is L/.
L/ they who watch in the shadows. Isn't it just me?
I mean,
like-
Ada was watching in the shadows.
I've been
too.
secretly trolling this church for a while.
Dante has had it in for this church.
If I do this whole investigation and it just comes back to you, I'm gonna be so.
Oh, what's
mad.
up, Everett? What you need?
Okay. That's what Ever is doing.
Yep.
Ada, what about you?
I'm wondering if Ada had a Bible to blend in at the church, so that now she has a Bible in the car, so that she's like flipping through, looking at floods in the Bible.
Sure. You're a bookstore owner. You'll probably have a religious text in there somewhere.
Great. I have flipped to the back of the Bible, in the index, as it were, and I looked up the word flood, and I'm like going and reading all of the like flood stories in the Bible, which, to be fair, is kind of limited to one.
Yeah. Say.
But I'm reading through the story of Noah, like, to get like the full context.
So you're reading the whole story of Noah? Mm-hmm. I mean, who doesn't know the story of Noah?
Ada.
Ada and Dante. The professor of the occult doesn't know about the biblical flood narrative,
Oh, I know.
which was heavily inspired by the flood narrative in the Mesopotamian Gilgamesh.
Very studious of you.
Yeah. I'll bust open all of this.
I'm just trying to figure out what Ada would be doing right now, because she's just in the car with Ever.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you're looking at the flood narrative. The world is sinful. God is like, I'm so sad I made humans. And he's like, but this Noah guy's pretty cool. And he's like, I'll save Noah and his family. And then Noah builds an ark, 2 of each animal. Big flood comes. After the flood, Noah gets nasty drunk and does crazy things. And one of his sons is cursed. Not a lot of people remember that part of the flood
I was
narrative.
not taught that part.
Yeah, no one talks about that part. Noah gets crazy drunk after the ark. He gets stupid drunk.
I then want to go online and look up Pastor Marin's criminal history.
Oh, interesting. Sure, roll and investigate.
Okay. Can I use my tag? I read that once.
Are you talking to your mic?
Can I use the tag? I read that once.
To investigate his criminal record?
Yeah.
Have you read his criminal record before?
No, but I know how to look up people's criminal records.
No, I will say no to that one.
Great. So I'm rolling with nothing. And I don't roll like
We gotta
everybody
work on our
else.
Yeah, you're
tags.
so bad at investigating.
Yeah, all of us.
Maybe that's why we haven't solved the conspiracy yet. Y'all just don't know how.
I rolled a 6.
A 6. Okay.
He was a person.
He was a person.
Found his LinkedIn page. That was it.
Yeah.
That's the most egregious sin, having a LinkedIn page.
As a minister.
You pull it up. You go to look for his criminal record. And since you rolled a 6, I'm going to take the hard move, deny you something that you want. And I'm going to say that when you go to look for Caspian Marin's criminal record, it doesn't exist.
Ada's going to start talking out loud to Ever. So he said that he had done all these bad sin things. But when I go to look up his criminal record, nothing shows up. That can't be right.
No, unless he changed his name or paid somebody off.
Or he's lying about what he did.
Oh, That's fair. He didn't have a really good story about that.
Yeah. None of his stories were real good.
That's fair. Do you think Dante, like, with all of his occult stuff, has any more records?
As you're talking about Dante, you see, like, y'all are talking, y'all are facing each other. You can't see, but the audience can see, like, Dante, like, peeking over the wrought iron fence and, like, putting his fingers through the bushes and, like, looking through a window. Your conversation continues.
This feels very much like WandaVision, like the like sweet neighborhood, like.
Oh, sure.
It might be a stretch. Do you remember? Were you alive when the flood happened?
Like the biblical flood?
No, the Maple Valley one.
It was like 30 or 40 years ago.
I was a baby.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so Pastor Marin is older.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Noted.
So you don't really remember what, and she uses quotations, that area of town was like?
No, not really. I mean, I remember some stories. But honestly, it just sounded like it was low income.
Well, I found this username on Reddit. It's like a site where people can like post information.
I know about Reddit.
Oh, that's cool. And the username talks about a lot of like things they didn't like about the Church of Second Life, and it's they who watch in the shadows. So maybe they know something.
Okay. Dante is going back after snooping around well, but like also very cartoonishly. He comes back.
That was, you weren't actually being cartoonish. That was like a little chibi anime fun scene.
With little dun, 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 like music in the background.
Yeah.
Little like pizzicato. I don't know. But yeah, he comes back. He's like, I thought I saw something, but I couldn't really tell. It could have been nothing. I'd really love to get a go at it at night. Have y'all figured anything out?
Not really. Tried to look up his criminal record since he talked about how horrible he was before he became whatever it is that he thinks he is now. And I got nothing.
I also went on Reddit. Reddit is a site that like people can.
Dante puts the hands up like to stop you. I'm a Redditor. Don't worry. I know.
And she like has those eyes of like, how embarrassing.
That he's a Redditor or that you're okay.
No.
All people know how to use the internet.
Right. Anyways. Yeah, so there is a username that talks a lot about the church, not positively, and their name is They That Watch in the Shadows. They who watch in the shadows. They who. That's what I found.
Do they have an owl as a profile picture?
Yep, it's They who watch in the shadows and an owl emoji.
Okay. Kind of want to get Luca involved just because
I don't want to get Luca involved.
they're probably at the university right now.
But they gave me a B.
Are you ever going to move past that B?
Probably not.
Dante just takes out his phone and I guess texts Luca. Just like, do you know anything about this guy? He thinks he's being secretive, but it's very obvious that he's taking his phone out and texting Luca.
Okay. So you're texting Luca. it's very obvious he is texting Luca. Ever? Do you say anything? Do you react to him texting Luca at all?
No, I just roll my eyes.
Okay. And so as Dante is texting Luca, as you're rolling your eyes, we cut to outside of the van, and we see this older woman with like gardening gloves and a wide brimmed sun hat and like a watering pail. And she's walking down the sidewalk, and she turns and she sees the van. She smiles politely, and she turns to this kind of flower bed that's in the sidewalk. Not necessarily like Caspian's flower bed, just a flower bed installed in the city. And she just tilts her water pail over and starts to water. And we watch as the water level starts to rise up over the dirt, up to the brim of this little wood gardening bed, and it starts to slowly spill over the sides. And then she stops watering. She goes down to the next bed. But we are left lingering on this shot of a completely flooded flower bed with the water just kind of spilling over the sides. And that is where we end this episode. End of episode. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Maple Valley Chronicles. We'll be back with our next episode on December 1st. If you have social media, you can find us on Facebook and Twitter. Like and follow us at Misconceptions Pod for up-to-date information about the show, teases about other shows or content, or just to tell us what you like about the show, because your positive reactions fuel us. We also have a Discord. You can click the link below to join our Discord so that you can connect with other fans of the show and chat directly with our cast members. We also have an email. If you would like to contact us that way, you can email us at misconceptionspod.com. This show is fully supported by the generous monthly donations of our patrons on Patreon. If you would like to join that elite group of supporters and gain exclusive access to exclusive audio, please consider joining our Patreon. The Misconceptions theme song was composed by Aaron Wharton. You can find out more about his music on www.aaronwharton.com. All other music used in this episode was composed by Christopher Thomas Richardson. You can find out more about his music at www.instagram.com/Christopher Thomas Richardson. All one word, all lowercase. Ada Belle was played by Kari White. Professor Dante Nyx was played by Gian Ortiz. Everett Bundt was played by Tessa Wolford. And I'm David White, your master of ceremonies. The role-playing game system used in this production was City of Mist, an RPG published by Son of Oak and created by Amit Moshe. Thanks for listening to this episode, and keep it nerdy, y'all.